We're joined by Pattie Lovett Reid, CTV's chief financial commentator. You have some fascinating tips for first-time home buyers, including walk around the neighborhood.
And I don't really think they're just for first-time home buyers. This is from TheRedPin.com, and I was thinking about this. Our son just bought their first home, and I said, okay, you qualified for the mortgage. You're going to take out less than you actually qualified for. I like all of that. You're going to stay for a longer-term perspective, double up on the payments, make them more frequent when you can. And then Redpin comes out with, okay, before you buy, because it's so emotional, here are a few things. He says, probe with a puppy. So what that means is if you have a puppy dog or anything, walk around the neighborhood, start to talk to people, really get to know them. Go into that local coffee shop and say, hey, what's it like to live here? What are some of the issues? Go to find out more about housing zones and are things going to change? They even
parks for the puppy.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
Children.
What's it like? What's the atmosphere? A block over from yours, is there debris on the streets? Does it suggest that some people are hanging out there all night? And, the list goes on. So it's more than just going in and saying, okay, I can afford this. You got to know a lot more about it because these are big purchase prices.
Even go into the local cop shop.
The cop shop, yeah. Like, what's the crime rate in this particular area? You also want to know what the transit's like. You already alluded to it, Paul. What are the schools like? You put all of these things together. When you're a first-time home buyer, it can be pretty overwhelming. But do your research, do some more research, and then do a little more on top of that.
Because it's such an emotional whirlwind, actually buying the house. It's a crazy way to do it. I mean, you've got, this ridiculous negotiating process and everything. You don't often think of these basic research
And when you think about it, for many of us, it's the largest asset we'll ever purchase. It's the most emotional asset that we'll ever have. And then you have that big chance of buyer's remorse. What have I just got myself into?
A friend of mine is a real estate agent. He calls it the fear.
The fear, just
After
the
you've
fear.
concluded the deal, you get this awful dread.
Oh, it is. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. But if you've done the research and you've sort of sat back, and of course, I'm not going to end this without saying you got to have that rainy day fund, because I don't care who you are. Rain is going to happen. You don't want to drown in debt. You want to be able to tread water when those periods get really rough.
It might be if you're really keen on a house, go back there at 9 p.m. in the evening and see if the neighbors are playing death metal very loud.
No, your neighbors matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've gone up and knocked on the door and said, hi, how do you like living here? And they go, well, not so much. And then I said, well, I was about to move in next door. And they went, oh, we're kind of glad you're not. But that's not the point. You know what? You've got to really sort of move beyond the numbers and move beyond the emotion and get a feel. And I know that's emotional, but data goes a long way.
And so if the neighbor has dismantled cars on the front yard,
you know I'm not moving in.
But a house is a depreciable asset. I think the one thing I would say as having owned a number of homes is you always have to put more money into it. I don't care if it's a new home, there's fences,
we always get it ready
yards.
to sell the minute we move in.
Okay.
Always. That has always been the mantra.
We got to leave it there.
Okay.
Pattie, are you going to come back for the rest of the week? I hope you do.
If you invite me, sir.
Oh, Pattie Lovett Reid, CTV's chief financial commentator.